Hey everyone, Jabali here, and I know it's been a little bit, but on today's video, I want to go over my pretty much new favorite portable device when I'm gaming on the go, when I'm traveling a lot, but also a 3-in-1 tablet known as the OneXPlayer X1. What it basically changes the game again for portable handhelds and something that I will be traveling with a lot now. Obviously, it doesn't do heavy duty gaming. It's using the brand new Intel Ultra 155H chip. Not a dedicated graphics card or anything, but it gets the job done. I've been able to play some fighting games with it, but want to kind of show you a comparison. As you can see, you've got 4 portable handhelds here. You've got the ROG Ally, the original. I've been very tempted by the Ally X, but after getting burned by the micro SD slot, which had issues, it would spit out your card, wouldn't work properly. I just never went into it, and also the battery life would die. After an hour of just playing anything, I would have to charge it, but I hear the X is a huge improvement over everything, especially with battery life, so something I might consider. I'll try to sell this off at some point, just check it out. And obviously the Steam Deck OLED up here. It's running Emulation Station right now, just going through a bunch of games and retro games. But this has always been my go-to. I still think this is the best bang for your buck portable handheld tablet. Not tablet, sorry, but portable device for gaming. And of course, your standard for the last 6 years is the Nintendo Switch. This is the OLED edition. And if you notice something, I will be doing a review of this. Is the cracked plus a controller. It's basically a dock, but also a controller deck. So this is something cool. Elephant in the room. One thing is not like the rest, and I'll show you why. So we're going to move everything else off and get to the meat of this video. Now, I did an unboxing a few weeks ago, and I actually took this to Evo with me. I kind of played in my room on flights, wanted to test out what it was like to travel with it and on the go. But right here is auto rotate, which is my favorite part. It's obviously a 11.95-inch screen. We'll call it 12, pretty close right now. Windows tablet, the X1 player, super cool device. But my favorite part of this thing is, as you can see, it's just a tablet right now. But let's attach the portable keyboard that it comes with. Keyboard, I actually love the keyboard itself. Very responsive, super thin, comes right off, fits with the tablet. The only complaint, honestly, hardware-wise, is this trackpad. It's a little stiff. You really got to like push in the buttons to get around, but just for what it is, folding it up, just something really cool. Give you a breakdown, but the unboxing they sent me, this was actually gifted to me by Intel Gaming and OneXPlayer, so thank you for that. They had actually also sent me the AMD version. This is running the Intel chip. I shipped back the AMD version after doing comparisons. Long story short, AMD has been kind of killing the mobile chip game. I'm personally more of a bigger fan of Intel, especially with any kind of NVIDIA streaming to your device from your Steam Deck, from your Steam PC, sorry. But overall, runs everything great. This has 32 gigs of RAM in it. Also has, and then using my eyes to open it, 120 hertz screen. It's about a 2600 resolution. I kind of keep it to 1080p for everything. Honestly, I think that's just the preferred way to do it. But what's super cool about this device, before I get to the best part about it, keyboard comes out. So now you have a tablet, right? Comes with its own stand right here that comes off. Nice little magnet stand right there. So you see all that. And then it bends. So if I just pop this on perfectly right there, boom, I now have a nice little tablet stand. So super cool that, again, I can get work done. If I'm on a small flight, sitting in economy or anything, I'll be able to pull this out on the tiny little thing and, get a bunch of work done. We'll boot up Steam right here. But yeah, so before I show you my favorite part about this thing, kind of go over all the ports for you. This model here actually comes out at $1,170 if you go directly to the OneXPlayer X1 website. Again, they have Intel versions, they have AMD versions. You can go up to $1,800 and get 64 gigs and 4 terabytes. I also had 2 terabytes of memory in this one. My AMD version only had 1, so I was kind of favoring having some of the more. However, if you go over all the ports, you've got 2 USB-Cs Type 4s. So basically your display out, all your power, you can charge through here as well. You only charge through USB-C. Does come with a thick 100-watt charging dock. Then up here, you've got your, this is your power button right here. Also as a fingerprint reader. You've got your volume up and down. Now it's weird because the volume up is on the left and volume down is on the right. So that kind of throws me off for a little bit. And then over here, you have an eGPU port. This basically lets you attach one of their eGPUs, which basically gives you a dedicated graphics card. So if you want to spend the money, you know, I personally would just go with a nice beefy, you know, $2,000 gaming laptop. But for something that's less than $1,800 combined, being able to add that, you know, on the go, you play what you want, but when you're at home, connected to a PC monitor, you know, game in bigger ways. Then you got your 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, ventilation out. And then here is an awesome button. This is basically their in-house OneXPlayer software system. Lots of stuff on here that is really cool. Kind of zoom in, but you can easily auto change the resolution immediately. So you don't have to go into your display settings or anything. You've got resolution right there. You've got your power wattage and performance. I like the Intel version because when I'm playing some heavy duty stuff, it goes up to 35 watts. The AMD version only goes up to 30. But from what I did see in comparisons, a few more frames on the AMD version at like lower wattage or TDP as they call it. About, you know, 15 to 20 watts is the sweet spot. A lot of indies, a lot of emulation is running at 15 for me. So you get good battery life. I was playing a bunch of stuff and this thing was going for about 2.5 to 3 hours on some of that stuff. Went through, you know, I've gone through Elden Ring, I've gone through Street Fighter 6, Tekken 8, and everything runs great at lower settings. Lowering the resolution also helps. Then you have automated, you know, fan mode, vibration settings, and RGB on the controllers that I'll add in a moment. Performance overlay, so when you're in game, you can see how much it's running. Then turbo on, I usually keep that on. I'm always near a charger, but I'm about to go on a really long flight and test it out. And then obviously your brightness and volume. So this is really cool that it has this. And then it has additional settings if you hit the gear icon. So auto boot, Intel Turbo Boost, operate mute, enable gamepad keyboard. So, but as before I get to the gaming part of this, as just a straight on productivity little, you know, laptop, you know, 3-in-1 laptop, gaming device, and a tablet. I think it's great. It's been doing a lot of my work on my e-travel. So just something that gets me excited. And then again, just one button turns on that. So you can see everything's pretty much snappy. While I'm doing that, I'm going to boot up a game. I have my wallpaper engine from Steam OS running right now. So go into my Steam library, and I've gone to town downloading tons and tons of games on this thing. But we'll boot up Street Fighter 6, and while that's booting up, I will show you what my favorite part of this whole device is. So when you do buy this device, it comes with a controller. You can get it as a controller itself, and it separates. Let me get that for you. So what's cool is it does come with a little controller. Looks just like a thinner Xbox controller. I actually like this thing because for travel, it works great. So it comes with a little battery thing here with a USB-C port you can do. And then boom, if you just press this button right here, it's going to basically start up. But before it does that, inside, little magnetized USB. So you put in this USB and automatically you press the power button and boom, your OneXPlayer controller is on. But the even better part, now this will look cheesy. You know, if you've seen this device in person, you're like, that is a big device with two controllers. But you can basically disconnect here. And then even with a USB port right there, I can slide on two controllers. And honestly, it is heavy. If you take this back case off, it does get a little bit thinner. Remove that, but you can do that, or you can keep it on. And if you're on a desk playing, you are going to want to prop it up, which is super cool. Street Fighter 6 is booting up. So, but yeah, so now I basically have a built-in controller. Now, if I want to, real quick, let's go into full screen mode. So right now, GPU is running at 29%, booting this up. It's not into the gameplay. CPU is at 18%, 60 frames per second. I've been getting like 50 to 55 consistently. I'm currently downloading something now, but this is the cool part. Like comparison, let's bring back Steam Deck, for example. Now that you have those controllers, look at the size difference on this thing. So huge. But Steam Deck isn't small itself either, right? So you're going to have a tablet that is also a 3-in-1 that you're going to get your work done. But yeah, this is kind of an overview of the OneXPlayer. Now, I will show you what my favorite part is. Any Windows tablet can do this, but it just made this device that much sweeter for me on a use case, especially since I play a lot of retro. So I can just 3-screen swipe. Let's go into my emulation station. You got a bunch of emulators, PlayStation games, all that jazz. So, an update. So yeah, so this is my favorite part about the whole device. We are going to remove, we're going to remove both controllers. You'll see why I love this thing. Put this one back. Move keyboard if I'm out and about. Going to boot up, do that. Going to basically boot up a nice, fun emulation. Go through that. So arcade vertical games, obviously this will play pretty much everything up until PS3 pretty well. But for example, my best way to showcase this is playing a vertical arcade game. Basically, if you remember a Tate mode, you'd be, playing it and then you could rotate the monitors on the old Taito City cabinets. But yeah, we're going to load up Donkey Kong right here and then show you why. Once I discovered this was just so smooth with this device, it was an instant, this is my new go-to device. I will probably still take my Steam Deck to play like longer RPGs and stuff laying in bed. Also just easier way to access it. But the fact that if you put it into Tate mode, boom, you now have a perfectly vertical game, just the way it was intended to be. So I've been having fun playing more vertical games on this thing, especially with this 12-inch screen. But it's perfectly shaped. So really little tease of that. I'm going to be spending some more time with this on my long travel for the next couple weeks throughout the month of August. But if you have any questions about this device, please let me know. I do want to circle back and dive deeper into the games that it can play. I don't think we're quite there yet to where something like this is going to replace a full gaming laptop, but I really think out of all the companies making handhelds, this one is, it's not a huge name brand, but they have the backing of Intel Gaming, AMD. But OneXPlayer, they have the OneXPlayer Mini. They have a bunch of other handhelds. Really love this device. I've been, again, going nonstop. Bring your own mouse. The only weak spot, I think, is this. Obviously, battery life, it's a tablet, but I'm at 74% right now, just powering through all these different apps at once. And then, we'll go back out. We can boot up Street Fighter right there. So, but yeah, everything on here, guys. Would I run tournaments off this thing? Obviously not. Just nothing will be able to handle that kind of power. But the fact that I can take this on the go, I can do my emails in a hurry, just not, pull it out. It fits into a lot of my smaller bags. I have a carry-on bag or like backpack. It'll fit into the sleeve on top of bringing my MacBook for video editing and stuff. So just a super cool device. So OneXPlayer, I just want to say big thank you to sending this out to me. If you have any questions about it, everyone, the only other weakness I would say is no HDMI port, but you do have display through the USB-C, so you can get, kind of a dongle, add to it. But again, really love this device. Take the controller out. Now I just have a full, mini laptop right here. Powers off pretty well. And there you go. The OneXPlayer X1. Their biggest one to date. Again, I am just excited to see where portable gaming goes the next couple years. I would say we're like 3-4 years away from just having GPUs and discrete graphics cards built into these things that'll fit. Obviously, heat dissipation is going to be the biggest challenge, but really happy with this thing. So definitely keeping this, definitely taking this with me on all my travels for the foreseeable future. But again, just works well. Then your iLogin right there, looking at me. Welcome back. Oh, open. It is me. There we go.
CEO.